Welcome back. You're still watching the AM News here on the Joy News channel. You know how to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. Now let's continue with our end of year series with members of Parliament. Today, Kwesi Parker-Wilson has a chit-chat with MPRAESO MP Davis Ansah Opoku. So enjoy.
Honourable, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
how
you.
are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, Parker.
How's MPRAESO Constituency?
We are blessed. I've always maintained that we have a very unique area. Our weather is so unique. We have some wonderful tourist sites, and my people are hardworking, so it makes the work of representation quite easier because you're able to pick on relevant things. I mean, when issues of trade come up, you want to add your voice to it. We have a very large farming community, both fishing and also crop. I mean, so my people are hardworking, and I'm proud as a member of Parliament to represent them.
You contested a giant, some would say, in Parliament, Senator Champon. How did you win the primaries? I mean, what worked for you in the primaries?
I think first I think it was a will of God that it happened. I mean, if you look at the circumstances that I went through, I even had an accident, a very terrible one, a near fatal one, and still going ahead to win in the primaries against my senior, who had done some 3 terms in Parliament and was doing so well. I think that there's just a grace. It was God's time for me to also take over and push from where he ended. And I think that now he's a regional minister, right, and he's doing well as regional minister. And
you think it was good he lost? I mean, because if he had it, he probably wouldn't have gotten the regional ministerial appointment.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but elections, you present yourself for the people to decide on you. I mean, and that's what I did. Yes, I built a relationship that endeared me to my constituents, especially the delegates, and that's how come they voted for me, and I was able to increase both presidential and parliamentary votes for the New Patriotic Party. So I'm always grateful to the people, and they are the reason why I'm here, and that's why whatever I do, I picture them in every decision that I take in Parliament.
I see. I'll kind of talk about the decision, but then I know the primaries was quite heated. What's your relationship between you and the former MP for the
Well, we are very good friends. Yes, we are. I mean, when we meet, we talk. But of course, everybody is busy now. He's managing a whole region, and I'm also a member of Parliament. I mean, engaging in my legislative duties. So when we see ourselves, we talk. I mean, on Friday, on Saturday, 10:50, and I sent him a message and wished him well. Yeah.
You see, every decision you take in Parliament because of your constituent.
Yeah.
Were your constituents happy with your conduct in the chamber the day you were ordering the General Secretary of the NDC out?
Well, I'm sure since 1992, since the inception of the Fourth Republican, walkouts have always happened, and I'm not too sure constituents have always had issues with their MPs walking out.
But that wasn't the walkout. I'm talking about your conduct preceding the walkout.
Well, I think on that day I was even helping the Speaker do his work.
You were helping the Speaker do his work?
Because if the Speaker narration said that the presence of the finance minister could influence the voting pattern, I'm sure that if we were to put a voice vote, with a student get present there, and it's a political, I mean, knowing very well where he stands and the position that our colleagues in the minority are taking, it could influence even the voice vote.
Wouldn't the vote have gone in your favor because he was sitting on top of where the NPP MPs were seated?
Well, no, when the question is put, it says that as many as are in favor say aye.
Yeah. So if you get the I will come from your side.
No, but if it says aye, then it's in our favor. But Sitting here will never say aye to the question that was put. So he would have said no. I mean.
But those who have said that, I mean, Parliament is guided by the standing orders. Clearly, you lack appreciation of the standing orders. That when someone is in the public gallery, you can't order the person out. You agree that you do not have a better appreciation of the standing orders?
Those saying that have issues. I mean, I think that.
No, but the standing orders are clear.
The standing orders are clear,
Yeah.
and
clear the lobby, not the public gallery.
We as MPs or as Parliament, we are masters of our own rules, and at all times, I know and you know that for quite some time, members of the public were not allowed in the gallery, and it was largely because of COVID and its associated issues. So people were not allowed in the gallery. So it was used as an extension of the media gallery, sort of. I mean, when the cameras come, you see them there. But the general public were not allowed. I mean, either two, you could see school children come sit there and experience how proceedings are done. But when COVID came in, all these things were stopped. I mean, I've had visitors who came from other countries and wanted to experience how our proceedings carried out, but they were stopped. So how special is Ansah get here that you'll be allowed to sit?
Member of the Parliamentary Service.
No, it doesn't matter.
Know that?
It doesn't matter. A member of the Parliamentary Service Board does not sit in the gallery.
But on the day you approved the budget, Gabi Achidako was also in the public gallery. Did you see him?
I did not see him.
You didn't see Gabi in the public gallery?
I did not. If I had seen him, I would have walked him out.
If you had seen Gabi,
yes,
you would have walked him out?
Yes.
In the public gallery?
So the next time, just, and more especially if, I mean, you see, if there's a heated matter like approving the budget, and colleagues on the other side would go heaven and net to ensure that the budget is not approved. For me, it's quite worrying. It's something that has not happened before in our country. I mean, people make claims that during Liman's time there was an attempt to no, but it was even an amendment to the budget.
The supplementary budget.
Yes. So the bit is that this is a budget that seeks to take care of our country. I mean, actually, what is coming in and what is going out is all contained in there. If you do not agree to certain sections of the budget, you do not reject the entire budget. I mean, you don't do that. Probably what you can do, and just like the prayer from the finance minister, is that you have raised 5 issues, very critical issues. Give me time. Let me go back, because, mind you, the finance minister represents the president. It's not there on his own. The budget is presented, is prepared by cabinet, the president. Virtually every ministry's involvement is in it. And just like in accounting, you need to be able to balance. If you want government to allocate 10 million to Belekusu Sea Defense project, government needs to find a way of generating that revenue to be able to channel it into the construction of the sea defense. So all of this, the finance minister requested for time. And the pusher from our colleagues felt that, I mean, it was politics as usual. They really did not care what the finance minister was asking for. And I thought that that should not be, that is not a better approach, I mean, to take. But nonetheless, I mean, it's happened. And today the budget is passed. We've passed appropriation. Hopefully, the new levy would kickstart after we've passed the law.
But we'll talk about that. But then, for me, a few weeks on, would you say you're still happy with your conduct?
I am extremely happy.
You have no remorse?
No, why should I? Why should I? Which of the rules did I flout? I mean, none.
Are you a violent person?
I am not. You know me.
You
know me very well.
Violence in the chamber?
I did not. Did you see me kick ballot boxes in the chamber? Did you see me kick chairs belonging to the speaker? I did not. I only communicated with our people. That's what I did. I'm not violent. I mean, people have people did worse things. Leaders from the minority side did worse things. I'm not too sure you classify them as violent. So I only felt that the way things are going, since Keshe's presence was not needed in the House. So,
and your constituents were happy with that?
They're extremely happy. They are extremely happy. They think that members of Parliament must be allowed to do their work, influenced by presence of general secretaries and so.
There are those who have said that your action actually triggered the walkout, and for a young MP like you, a first timer like you, the leadership should have listened to you, even though you were agitating. They should have stayed there.
Well, if these are seasoned politicians, right. These are senior members in Parliament. If the action that I took was wrong, nobody would have walked out.
So you control the majority?
I don't.
But that's what happened.
I'm a member of them to leave and I am left. A member of Parliament.
Right.
I left. My colleagues also left. I mean, I cannot order people around. That is not why.
But you were captured in the video, asking them to leave the chamber.
Well, we took a collective decision to walk out, and because we knew that once we walk out, they don't have the numbers to do business. And we won't sit down for people to, for want of word, sabotage government. No, that is not my business. That's not why my constituents brought me here. I mean, it's important that government business is not sabotaged. Government business, we cannot play politics with government business. So if you disagree with certain sections of the budget, you don't throw away the entire budget like that. I mean, so for me, I mean.
So if you're given the opportunity, you do it all over again?
Opportunity to do what?
Yeah, the opportunity presents itself for what you did. You
to work out
over again. No, I mean to sort of ask us to leave the chamber, ask your MPs to work out.
I'm sure that if there's a need to do that, I will.
To do it all over again?
Yeah, I will.
See. Has this parliament been very frustrating?
That's not. It does not. I've always maintained that it's like buying a new phone. If you are not conversant with the settings, you would struggle. But I think with time, it's going to work out perfectly. It's quite a unique parliament that we have now. 137, one independent doing business with the majority. It's not happened before, so you should expect some of these challenges, sort of. But for me, I think it's a better time to be in Parliament. It affords me the opportunity to learn. It affords me the opportunity to engage in serious business, not a one-sided, every day, yeah, kind of. So now you engage in very constructive arguments. You need to be convincing why you think your colleagues must accept a certain position that you have told. And for me, it's not just about what happens on the floor, but we also do good business at public accounts committees. At least as a deputy ranking member on the public accounts committee, I've had the privilege of traveling around the country to inspect books, to find out from agencies and departments why certain decisions were taken. And it helps me in the learning process and in the decision taking. And I'm very proud that as a member of the Western Housing Committee, I've come to appreciate why certain things certain things happen. And it's been a good year for me, though challenging, but very good. And I'm always grateful to God and my constituents for the opportunity to serve around this time.
But has it been tough for the MPP? Very challenging for you?
Well, it has not been tough for the MPP. It should not be tough for the MPP. Of course, if people are not...
You struggle to get your appointees approved? Even the budget, you struggle to get them approved? And it hasn't been tough? Not challenging from the
of course, it's challenging. It's challenging, but to say it's been tough, I've always maintained that when our commitment is to the state, we move beyond partisanship and take decisions in the interest of the state. But if people look at things in a way that, this government, MPP government, so we should go against virtually everything that comes, then it becomes problematic. I am here, first of all, to serve the state. And I expect every member of parliament to do so. So, yes, you can describe it as tough, but it is tough because the point people decided to play politics with virtually everything that comes up.
I think that's what the NDC is doing, playing politics with everything.
Well, I mean, to say that a personality like Kojo Opoku, you vote against Kojo Opoku, for what? Doubting his competence? This is a young man doing so well at his ministry. So why would you do that? Why would you do that? So I strongly believe that sometimes politics plays some greater part in certain decisions that our colleagues take. Of course, we also do same. But like I say, it is about the supreme interest of the state.
So you think the minority doesn't have the state's
They do. But sometimes you would admit that partisanship clouds some of the actions that they take. It's the same with the MPP.
Is it your view that they are obstructing government business, looking at the recent event?
Well, there's been an attempt to do that.
There's been an attempt to do that.
But I think we have the numbers, and though very marginal, but we have the numbers.
Going forward, do you anticipate that there'll be more challenging times for the NPP caucus in Parliament going forward?
There'll be more challenging times for both sides in Parliament.
But you're in government. You have to make sure that government business goes in.
And we will do that, giving the firm assurance to the good people of this country. I am here to ensure that teachers get their salary, to ensure that policemen are paid, to ensure that the military gets the right equipment, the right atmosphere to do their work. I am here to ensure that the sustenance of free SHS, for me, is one of the key things that I'm here to champion. So I will not sit for people to just reject a budget that seeks to promote these things that I talk about.
So you won't tolerate anything that seeks to obstruct government business going forward?
I won't. I mean...
You won't tolerate?
Yes.
Then what are you going to do then?
I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to support anything that ensures that government business runs smoothly. And
but you need the numbers to push through with government agenda.
We have the numbers.
Why don't you bend bridges, build consensus with your colleagues on the other side?
I think it's happened on countless occasions. We have had meetings where you get the sense that there's some level of consensus. But on the floor, it turns out to be different. I don't know why it does, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it will happen that a decision is taken and on the floor, politics, maybe the cameras, just for our constituents to also know that, or for our party members to also know that we are actively rejecting the budget.
I see. Has the Speaker of Parliament been fair to the MPP?
Well, I have learned a lot from him. Though I may disagree with some decisions that, some pronouncements, but I have learned a lot as a first timer. It's appreciation of the standing orders, appreciation of the Constitution, and also his experience. I've been served in Parliament since 1992. It's quite humbling for a first timer but sometimes some of the decisions that he will take or some of the pronouncements that he will. For instance, when the finance minister came and prayed that we gave him time, the decision as to whether to give him more time or not did not really, was not that of the speaker.
It wasn't his decision to make.
No, it was for members to decide whether we are going to allow the finance minister enough time to go back and get to us on the proposals as submitted by the minority. But for the speaker, before even putting that question, to say that we have gone past this stage, clearly meant that it was interfering in our work. But like I say, I admire him so much. We are all human. We all belong to.
So he makes mistakes.
Of course, everybody makes mistakes.
And the speaker makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
It's a partner for partner.
Everybody makes mistakes.
But we are told that the NPP seeks to undermine the speaker. I mean, he directed the roads minister to reverse the directive to, suspend the collection of tolls. That hasn't been done. You're undermining the speaker.
Well, I think that if a law is in place and someone wants to, or someone goes against the law, it is not up to Parliament to direct. I mean, we only make laws. We sit here and make laws, approve budgets, have oversight. But if the executive does something and you feel that it's against the law, the right place to go is the court, not Parliament.
So you are not undermining the speaker?
No, we should not undermine the speaker.
He rules to protect the budget, and then the federal speaker comes to overturn that?
Is the Speaker of Parliament, of which I am a member. So I will not sit for anybody to undermine him.
But the first deputy speaker did that. He overturned his ruling.
The first deputy speaker did not.
But the speaker, when he came to when he returned, he attributed the first deputy speaker's conduct as insubordination.
No, you see, that is where we all get it wrong. In decision making, especially in deciding on issues on the floor, the powers are not with the speaker. It is members that decide. So if somebody tables a motion and a vote is put to it, and we say that we have overturned a decision that was taken because they did not have the exact numbers to do that, it is not the first deputy speaker who took that decision.
You should have consulted his boss.
No, you should have walked out of Parliament, picked the phone and made a call and say that the MPs have tabled a motion. I mean, what role will the speaker play in this? Because you are just presiding. When you are presiding, you must be impartial. Allow members of Parliament to do their work, guide us. So the first deputy speaker did not disobey the speaker, because the speaker did not take a decision. It is members of Parliament who took that decision. And per the rules, they did not have at least half of members of Parliament present. So, I mean, it's about the laws, it's about the orders, it's about the rules that we use in the House. And I'm not too sure I'm not too sure we are in this business to undermine the speaker. If you undermine the speaker, you'll be undermining government.
I see. So, Fran, what would you say has been the relationship between MP and the NDC in the last 1 year?
At committee level,
because you sit in committee meetings.
Yeah, at committee level, very cordial, very cooperating. But sometimes on the floor, and it is expected, even if you have 175 and 100 on the other side, you expect some level of opposition to issue. The checks and balances is doing very well. It's there, and I am, like I say, I'm excited to be part of this Parliament because it offers me a great opportunity to learn. So at committee levels, very cooperative. On the floor, sometimes very cooperative. But when it comes to very heated debate, then you also appreciate that we are here with different agendas.
I see. Now, going for the next 3 years, what are you expecting from the minority?
I expect them to be very, not to be tough, but I expect them to continue in their oversight responsibilities. That nobody should throw away. I mean, we are here to ensure that monies approved for government are used for the very purpose for which it was approved. Yeah, so I'm expecting that hopefully we continue in this direction, but and building a lot more consensus, appreciating the numbers that, like my senior would say, Obia and Obia. Yeah. So once you appreciate the numbers, then you can do good business through a very cooperative, through a system that appreciates each other.
Now, talking about the numbers, I know this high parliament is very demanding for you. Is it in any way affecting your performance in the constituency? Because at every point in time, you are needed in the chamber.
I do go to the constituency. There are some events that, when they happen during the week, that you cannot go because you also have a business in the house. I mean, a member of parliament who should be seated in parliament all the time, legislating and ensuring that your constituents also get to be a part of whatever thing is coming to the country. So it's been tough. I mean, looking at the numbers, you cannot even travel outside the country any longer. I mean, because always you have to be present in the house because of the numbers.
Interesting. So, the last one, what's been your impact in the constituency?
We've done several projects, issues on health, tricycle ambulance. Just last week I did over 1,005 NHI registration free for my constituents, trying to lobby some agencies to ensure that we get hospital equipment to support the, it's a big government hospital. Currently government is putting up a lot of facilities, rehabilitating a lot of them. So we are on it in the areas of education. Sponsored a mock exam, gave an assurance that I'm going to support 50 people who emerge as top. So we are doing our bit. The most important bit is the lobbying of projects, and I think my constituents really appreciate that. When it comes to roads, we've gotten our fair share. When it comes to, I'm now focused on trying to get places without electricity to be connected to the national grid. That is my focus now, and that's something I'm working on.
I see. So that will be for your focus going for the next 3 years?
Yes.
Now, let's talk about your internal primaries. The party will soon elect a flag bearer to lead in 2024, and you're talking about breaking the 8. Are you for Baumia or you're for Alan Chamati?
I mean, the decision has not come. The time has not come. I mean,
we're wrapping up shortly, and I want to find out, here in Parliament, is the majority leader providing the needed guidance for the MPP caucus?
Yes, we are proud of him. We are so proud of him.
I've heard the NDC say that he is a problem why they're not building consensus.
It is not true.
It's not true?
It is not true.
He's taking an entrenched position, he doesn't want to compromise?
Who?
Your majority leader.
It has compromise. I mean, leadership, I've never heard of fight at the top. I mean, everything it turns out good for him. He's an experienced legislator. I mean, he's done this for quite some time. And I'm not too sure people can lay claims that he does not build consensus. It is false, and I don't think so.
So is he the right man for the High Parliament?
Yes.
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 Right. Honorable, thank you very much for your time
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Quite an interesting conversation with you. And for every young politician, I know they aspire to greater heights. Do you have a presidential ambition?
A presidential ambition?
Of course.
Who would not want to be president of Ghana?
Oh, I see.
The opportunity to present this, I'll be president of Ghana. But I've always aspired to be chief of staff.
You always aspire to be chief of staff?
Yes, and hopefully I know God will help me. One day I'll be chief of staff of this country. Yes, so...
Under whose presidency?
Well...
Because I'm sure by now you're forming alliances.
Let the
with your contemporaries.
Let God reign. I mean, hopefully I'm very confident. I always pray to God about that. I don't pray to God to be president. I pray to God that I want to be chief of staff.
Why chief of staff?
Well, I believe that I have the qualities to support a president in managing the relationship between ministries, managing the relationship between agencies, building a strong government to party, intra-government communication and all of that. So hopefully, I'm praying to God one day He should afford me that opportunity to be a chief of staff in the Republic of Ghana.
I wish you well. OPK wants to be a chief of staff in this country. I wish you well on that, Honorable.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you'll be seeking re-election.
I will.
You will?
I will.
And yes, we expect to win the election as well.
Hopefully, God willing.
Okay. Right, we are in Christmas. A few words to your constituents.
Well, I really wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and believe in God that 2022 will be quite an interesting year, a year that God answers most of our prayers. Yes, 2021 has had its challenges, but hopefully in 2022 things should run smoothly once we continue to believe that the Maker is the answer of all things that we need. So I wish everybody well. 2022 will be a success. And I speak like a pastor because I believe in God and I know that He is the only answer to all our challenges.
Okay, so Honorable Pastor OPK.
Thank you.
There for you.
You know I'm a deacon of my church.
Oh, you're a deacon of the church? What church is that?
I do. Apostolic Church of Ghana.
Apostolic Church of Ghana, I see.
I am a deacon.
We'll come for some prayers.
Please do.
We'll come for some
Please
prayers.
do. Thank you.
All right, so Davis Ansah Opoku is the Member of Parliament for Inshaasa Constituency. And of course, quite shocking that for every young politician, they aspire to be president. But for him, his dream is to be the chief of staff of the country because he has the qualities to support the president to run the nation. It's been an interesting conversation. I am Kwesi Parker Wilson, and this is John News.